Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight, we have Steve Winwood, Eric Clapton, and Derek Trucks as well, playing a little bit of slide rhythm. And this is going to be a performance of Can't Find My Way Home, and this is coming from 2007, the Crossroads Guitar Festival. So let's get these guys up on screen and see how they get on. Just going to stop it there to just have a word about that intro. The sound is so good. I love this mix. So a quick shout out for those sound guys, the sound engineers, because it is so well mixed. Maybe Steve's vocal could be up a little bit when we get into this video, but in terms of that overall mix, Clapton is in his element here because this is such a great show of restraint from the musicians. They're all on exactly the same page to keep that dynamics really down low, so that Clapton's got that really clean tone and his vibrato just sings with every little lead line that he plays. The other interesting thing about Eric here is that when he's playing, he's got his pickup, he's playing from the neck pickup. So if you don't know what that is, on your guitar you'll have different selections for your neck pickup and then bridge pickup. I don't want to get too far into it just in case people don't play guitar out there, but the neck pickup gives the guitar a more bassy and rounded, almost a muffled sound, rather than a bright pingy sound, which you'll get from your bridge pickup, which is more what you go for an aggressive lead sound, something that's going to really cut through. Whereas Eric here is just really dialed in that tone for that neck pickup, a really soft, mellow sound for his lead. Another thing, Derek, what an amazing player Derek is in the background, by the way. And here he's just playing some really smooth lines in the background, slide. And another thing that I love about the mix is that if you're listening to it in headphones, all of Derek's guitar is panned pretty much hard left. So that means all the way to the left. So if you listen out in the left-hand can of your earphones, you'll be able to hear Derek's slide playing. Just really great control. They're adding what they can to the track without overplaying. They're all top guys, obviously. They're not going to overplay. They're not going to try and steal the limelight from any other player. It's great to hear when top musicians are all on the same page and are playing for the music rather than playing for their own ego, which is something that I've mentioned before, that really great musicians, anything they can do to enhance a piece of music, they will do. If it means they have to play 3 notes over the course of 10 seconds, then they will do that. And it's nothing about speed or trying to impress each other with what you can do on the fretboard. It's all about how they can add their musical styles and their musical playing to the overall musical composition that they're playing. But anyway, let's get back into this track with Steve now supplying the vocals.
Leave your body alone. Somebody must change. You are the reason I've been away so long. Somebody holds the key. Well, I'm living in a life just think of the time. Oh, and I'm wasted.
and such a smooth, easy lead. That's exactly what Eric is known for. And his vibrato just comes into its own when the whole track is slow and he can really express every one of those notes. A real lesson in vibrato here. Eric absolutely has every part of vibrato down. I always talk about it. I don't want to bore people with vibrato, but it is such an essential part of sounding great, playing slowly. Loads of people spend so much time playing fast and trying to speed up their runs, whereas you have to spend just as much time slowing down and practicing your expression of notes. You want to be a totally rounded player, or at least people should want to be a totally rounded player so that they can emote slowly and you can emote playing fast as well. And Eric has absolutely got that down. He's one of the top guys that you want to watch in terms of vibrato and control. But he always only plays fast when the track needs it. And that's a whole different level of musicianship and artistry, just knowing exactly what a track needs. Now, throwing the limelight onto Steve a little bit. What a great voice Steve has. He's got one of those voice boxes that is just so unique, you know it's him when he's singing. When I was growing up, my mum and dad used to play Steve Winwood all the time, and with Eric Clapton as well. So I know this sound very well from my childhood, and Steve just had a great voice. It's effortless, and even here, some of the notes that he's hitting are really impressive, really cool, but he's never seems like he's never straining. It's just that easy vocal that he can just find that range whenever he wants to. Hear that bass as well. It is so tight as a production here, as a performance. Just listen to the band. This is one of the things that this could be a track on your CD that's been spent months getting down because it's so tight. We've also got Bramhall here as well. So throwing these kind of guys together, you're always going to get an absolutely top-notch sound, and a sound that is bathed in dynamics. And another thing that I love about this performance is the fact that there's so much headroom. And what I mean by that is there's so much space in the recording. We've got 4 guitars here, we've got bass, we've got backing vocals, we've got drums. We've got so much going on that it could just be an absolute mess. But listen to the spaces that are left in there. And this is exactly what the top musicians will do, because doing that is just going to make the song sound even better, because you've got certain elements coming in and out. And if those elements are always changing, it's always going to make it more interesting. It's always going to make the journey more interesting if you've got a focal point that changes. But let's have a little listen to some more.
Leave the money at home. Somebody must change. You are the reason I've been away so long. Somebody holds the key. Well, in the end, I just think of the time.
And that's a great little interchange there between Steve and Eric playing the lead section there. And what's great about that is that they're constantly communicating, but not with words. You can see little glances, and the fact that Steve's really monitoring what Eric's playing and vice versa. And just a quick breakdown on Steve's playing, he's got a great control of vibrato as well. So when he's playing with Eric, they can exchange lines and it sounds like a really similar voice that's coming out. We've got a lot of time spent here in minor pentatonic shape with blues scale thrown in there as well. And what you'll find is with the blues, and you'll see this with Steve and Eric throughout this performance as well, is those little hints towards that major scale, and that is so predominant in blues anyway. You'll spend a lot of time in the minor shapes, but then you'll just hint towards a major and then come back into that minor again. Gives it that really cool, distinctive blues sound. Sometimes you'll get a performance that is just dynamically at one level, just in your face, just all the time, and that's great for certain styles of music. The other times you'll get pieces that are dynamically, again, set at the same level throughout the whole performance, but are just a totally different end of the spectrum. And that's exactly what this is here. We've got a really cool, low dynamic, really clean guitar tones, and just letting that whole track breathe. Towards the end of the track here, they do increase that dynamic just a touch to take it somewhere ever so slightly different from the end of the track, but it's still really understated. The whole mood of the track is where the dynamics is now, so they're not going to stray from that massively, because then you'd lose the feel of the track and the overall effect that every musician is aiming for here. So Steve Winwood, Doyle Bramhall, Eric Clapton, Derek Trucks, you're never going to get a bad sound sticking those four guys together. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at in the first place. Keep those coming in the comments below. I'm going to put the link to this in the description so you guys can check out the whole video if you want to. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!